All right, we're gonna go into Abyss C2 or Xilonen. Yeah, not Arlecchino. I don't have C2 Arlecchino, but we have Xilonen. So let's go ahead. I have done the first chamber just because I was interrupted, so we'll go through it again, right? All right, so I've decided for this first buff, I'm actually gonna pick defense minus 15% and attack plus 40% because it would technically we get 65% defense from using our E skill, so technically she's still even more buffed than what I would like her to be. I would personally like all of the testing characters that I use, you know, to not have any extra bonuses, right? Because I feel like that would be the purest form of a test, but no. Also, I love when Arlecchino or Bennett Ring, you know, just completely avoid it. All right, so here we have this. Let's go ahead, pop all of our bursts and stuff. And yep, we're just gonna avoid that entirely, of course, because Xinyun is just that good. I have trouble saying both Xilonen and Sinyun's names, right? As soon as Xilonen got announced, it just became a conjunction of names, right? I just do not know either of both of their names, all right? It's as simple as that. I just don't know, all right? I know I've said all right in the past 30 seconds, like 10 times, but okay. All right, I don't know. I'm sad. We should be able to break their shields pretty easily with that. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, the reason why I'm purposefully doing DPS Xilonen here is because this is like one of the main abysses that'll be best for her, just due to how insane it is. Oh, that sucks. All right, well, no, we'll actually be able to do this, and then we'll get into the next guys. I wasn't really familiar with how we're going to go about getting the next guys. How's this going to work? All right, let's go ahead, do this. Boom. I do have C2, or yeah, I mean, I guess I labeled this video as C2 Xilonen, but yeah, we have C1 giving us better duration, right? And honestly, C2 doesn't provide that big of a buff for it. If you go back and look at my C0 versus C2 for her main DPS part, it really is, like, I mean, that would be insane for Xilonen, right? But I guess we're going to go with Elemental Burst instantly restore HP. But if you go back and look, I literally gained 10k damage, which was just insane. I feel like the amount of damage I gained there was just not, like, even comparable to how that was actually going down. I feel like they over babied. Like, I get why, like, a lot of people were upset with me, but also I feel like this Abyss really isn't that hard. Like, I get why, you know, people who misinterpreted, like, me being, like, really sarcastic, right? I get why you would be angry that I was like, oh yeah, this is just a skill issue. But honestly, I don't really see this being super hard anyways. Like, maybe the reason why I thought it was going to be harder is because the HP pools increased. And I did experience Nevi actually get a 130 time, which is insane for me, right? But I experienced Nevi getting a 130 time in the first chamber on the first half, right? And that was on a less than optimal team, we'll just say. Very, very much so less than optimal. I wonder, how does this react with it? No, it does not give us any buffs. All right. So we'll have this, and then I guess we'll have this. All right, let's see. Oh, no, you do not get any. Wow. Okay, well, nope, we got... All right, 130 damage is what we're looking at. It's not, honestly, not that much. All right, we do have to keep going with this. Honestly, I don't know how much I like Xinyun for this, or Xilonen. I told you I was going to mix up the names, all right? This was the start of the, like, when I was talking about their names, right? I keep mixing them up. I wonder how they... no, it's not really that great. I'd rather do the plunges. Yeah, let's just keep doing the plunges, and we will eventually get the damage gone. All right, now we'll just do our rotation. Yeah, the rotations aren't really that great, but we are still, like, very much, like, heavily ahead of everything, though. So I'm not really too concerned about it. Like, yeah, we're doing a lot more damage than what we need to. Like, we're still a minute and 20 ahead. Although, we do want to see a less than minute 30 time. I would say that. Yeah, definitely. Ow, okay. I would have preferred if my buff was active there. I might skip Goro here and just go for the E skill because we should be able to do enough damage with that. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, Goro doesn't give any. She's hitting 100,000 damage and Goro is giving her like 30,000 damage, right? Wow, that's insane. Goro's only giving her like 30,000 damage. Goro, yeah, man, I'm looking for a replacement. We'll go for energy recharge. I guess I also do need to go back and look at what the time was for that because I really have no clue. I was not really checking that out. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This isn't, like, even just looking at this, it's not really that much of an insane abyss. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you know, people, I think the main thing is people are just having trouble with the Geo aspect of this Abyss. I just feel like people don't really have Geo characters built, which I don't blame them for. Like, it's just not, like, having Geo characters built is not something I would expect a lot of characters to have. Zhongli is one of the only ones, and I mean, he's very useful for this side. Like, if you, but also if you accidentally, like, oh, I use Zhongli for my Nevi team on the first half, you know, because that's like the brain dead, okay, I'm building my teams for Abyss, let's go ahead and put the, you know, generic, you know, Nevi team on, and then, yeah, basically that's what happened. Now let's see what happens. How much damage? 170, yeah, because this guy's damage, like, if you're looking for big PP numbers, right, you're looking, oh, dude, what damage did she just hit on her burst? I did crown my burst. I do want my Xilonen to actually do damage, that's one thing. It's something. I don't really, this team isn't necessarily wailed out. It's actually kind of perfect to where I like comparing characters. So if you don't know, I like comparing characters with their C1 or R1, right? And this, you know, sort of idea, I wonder, no, it doesn't actually give you that much. I wonder, can we just kill this? Let's do this. Let's just have this go. Yeah, we'll just do this. Yeah, no, that'll be definitely easy enough. Yeah, honestly, I don't expect this, like, if you have the Geo characters, I don't see where this Abyss is, like, difficult. Like, and this is me not being sarcastic. In the previous video, I was being sarcastic because I was absolutely just like, okay, well, I'm using, like, the strongest teams. I have, like, constellations and weapons on all my characters. Like, this isn't, like, a huge, you know, jump. Like, I feel like, you know, I use DPS Xilonen. She's a competitive option for Geo characters. I feel like as a plunge DPS, I don't really, you know, I think it is a legitimate thing that you can do with her. And I also think that Xilonen overall is just a good character to have. So I feel like, honestly, Xilonen is, like, gotta be... I am considering, like, I don't think she's #1, but man, if we consider the fact that she can be a DPS and a support, I feel like that, like, conjunction, like, if you're really struggling, turn her into a DPS, and then she'll be enough of a DPS to actually get you through the game, right? That's where I'm like, you know, Xilonen does look really good. Normally, with Xilonen, I get 110k on my plunges, whereas I can level this up a little bit, and we can get some more damage, which I probably will. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I do like plunge Xilonen. Like, it's not something that I hate. It's definitely something I wish, you know, I don't really see, like, a huge benefit to doing, but also I feel like it's a really fun idea when I can just make my support, you know, also my DPS. And I definitely need to go back ahead and switch my artifacts. This is the one thing I don't like about having to use DPS Xilonen, is because you're gonna end up going back and using not DPS Xilonen because she's way better as a non-DPS. But hey, you know, it's not that hard to switch my artifacts back, I guess. But if you forget to switch your artifacts back, then you're losing like 40% damage bonus, right? Yeah, Xilonen really is good. I do think the only reason you should struggle with this is if you just don't have Geo characters, I feel like. Because it's not, like, the first half enemies, like, they're not really that bad. And I was using, well, I guess I was using Zhongli, Kazuha, Official for that first chamber on my Nevi team. And I guess I did get a 130 time. I need to do more testing in this Abyss, but as far as I'm, like, seeing, it's not really that hard. I think, you know, certain, you know, issues can arise, but overall, I'm not really looking at it like, oh, wow, this is, like, you know, super hard to do. Because, I mean, I just, like, as someone who has just all these characters able to be used, I'll just use Xilonen and Zhongli on the same team, and I'll get rid of all the Geo restrictions that are an issue, right? Because Zhongli himself is able to pretty much do a lot of the Geo damage that you need to do for those enemies, right? So it's a thing of with Zhongli, like, being just really good now. You know, Zhongli is still a really good character. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.